Welcome back to BCW. Tonight on BCW 81, Maxel Reeves will address his hardcore title loss to Caden Gallows last week on BCW 80. If you have not seen it yet, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. It was an absolutely incredible match that saw Caden Gallows capture the hardcore championship, finally ending Maxel Reeves' historic 581-day reign. So what will Reeves have to say about his hardcore title loss? Find out here in just a few moments as he took to X this week, demanding his hardcore championship rematch for next week, BCW 82. Caden Gallows swiftly accepted his challenge and even offered not to have Sin involved in the match. As next week on BCW 82, Caden Gallows versus Maxel Reeves, hardcore championship rematch. Can Reeves recapture the gold? As we saw last week on BCW, had a very unorthodox, unusual beginning, which saw the bell ring before Maxel Reeves even. This is the first time in 588 days that Maxel Reeves stands before you without my hardcore championship. Now, I'm sure, as most of you have seen by now, last week Caden Gallows defeated me for that hardcore championship. So you might be asking me, why am I still calling it my hardcore championship? And the reason why is because it was stolen. Caden Gallows and Sin conspired to steal the hardcore championship from me last week. Let's think back a couple of weeks ago when I had my match against Sin in Sin's debut, when I kicked his ass, when I beat him. What happened to NJN? They took NJN and they captured him and they moved him to an undisclosed location. They removed NJN from the equation. They didn't want NJN to protect me in that match because they already had conspired to take that belt off me any means necessary. So you might be asking me, okay, do you have an update on NJN? And the answer is, of course I do. You see, about the other day, NJN called me, and he informed me that he was okay. And of course, I had a million questions. I wanted to know what Caden Gallows and where Sin, where did they take him? What happened to NJN after he disappeared? And he wouldn't really give me much answer on that. But that's not really important right now. But the important thing is that he is safe, and he is back, and the BCW champion has 2 new roster members he has yet to conquer. Now let's get back to business. My business. The business of you stealing what I own. My hardcore championship, a title that I defined, a title that I built. You stole it from me, Caden Gallows. And of course, conveniently, you didn't show that in your little fucking cute video package that you did at the beginning of this video. Those video packages are getting really old, by the way. So why doesn't Maxel Reeves give you some reality? Where Caden Gallows gives you deception and misinformation and an incomplete picture of what happened, Maxel Reeves, in full clarity, is going to provide the true ending to that match last week. If you've already seen it, great. If not, here you go. Roll the clip. As Gallows delivers another blow to Maxel Reeves. Both of these men, boom, big collision in the middle of the ring. Both of these men have taken each other out. What is going to happen here? Who is going to win the hardcore championship? Maxel Reeves appears to crawl out to get a breather. Wait a minute, it's Sin. Title shot to Maxel Reeves right with the Hardcore Championship. Gallows gets up, cutter to Maxel Reeves. Cutter to Maxel Reeves. Gallows going to go for the pin here. Is it over? Is Maxel Reeves done?
1, 2, 3.
Are you kidding me? Caden Gallows has just defeated Maxel Reeves for the Hardcore Championship. We have a new Hardcore Champion on BCW at 581 days. There you saw it. There's no debate. There's no refuting the fact that last week that Hardcore Championship was stolen wrongfully away from me. Sin interfered in that match when he had no right to. He had no right to interfere in that match, and he took it upon himself to do it. Sin, I already handled you weeks ago, but I promise you your receipt's coming. You hit me with that Hardcore Championship, that title that I defined, that I built, that I cultivated in BCW. I held that belt for 581 days in the first reign the company has ever seen. I made that belt prestigious. I gave it meaning. And what did you do? You robbed that belt of its meaning by making a mockery out of it, by interfering in a match, in a sanctioned match between me and Caden Gallows. Yes, it is hardcore rules, but you took it upon yourself to enter yourself in the match and make it a 2-on-1. You did that rather strategically, knowing that NJM would be out. So, this week, I took it upon myself to take the X, and I called out Caden Gallows, and I demanded my rightful rematch for my Hardcore Championship. And I told him, and I even said, you should leave Sin backstage. And I called Sin a little bitch, rightfully so. I said he should leave him backstage. And then Caden Gallows seemingly is going to comply, even though I don't trust the man as far as I can throw him. But BCW 82, next week, Saturday, Maxel Reeves versus Caden Gallows for the Hardcore Championship. And I promise I will do whatever it takes to reclaim what is mine. And Sin, he may not be there this Saturday, March 23rd, at BCW 82. But you know who is? The BCW champion, NJM, will be there to ensure for an absolute fact, for absolute certainty, that nothing will happen in the match to interfere with the match and my Hardcore Championship recapture. Because I promise you, there is no length that I won't go to secure that Hardcore Championship. You've taken it from me, but I promise you, I will retrieve it. I will have it back, and the Masters of Brutality will once again have all the gold in Ben Salem Championship Wrestling. And there you have it, next week on BCW 82, Gallows, Reeves, Hardcore Championship rematch. Will Reeves gain his Hardcore Championship back, or will Gallows retain? Find out next week on Ben Salem Championship Wrestling. Good night, everybody.